We believe people help people best. That's why you'll only find auto owners insurance from your local independent agent, a real person who protects your life, family, and business. Auto owners insurance, 100 years of putting people first.
In Memphis, call Clay and Land Insurance at 901-767-3600.
The following program is a paid presentation. The views and or opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the staff and management of KWAM. Welcome to the Variety Hour, where local leaders talk Memphis.
Listen to you move your mouth. I bet you come from way down south. Now don't tell me, let me guess, you from the town that I love best. Talk Memphis, I wish you would. Talk Memphis, you sound so good. Talk Memphis, high on the bluff. I swear I can't get enough listening to you talk that stuff. Talk Memphis, oh yeah, talk Memphis.
This is the Memphis Real Estate Hour with your host, Dean Harris, on KWAM. And now, here's your host, Dean Harris.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Dean Harris. I'm with CrestCore Realty over on Summer Avenue. I appreciate you guys tuning in this morning. If you're joining us on the radio, you might be listening to the new Voice FM 107.9. We moved over to an FM dial, and then for a large portion of our listeners, we're on Facebook Live. So we'd like to thank you for joining us on the show's Facebook page. You can go to the Memphis Real Estate Hour on Facebook, and you can join us here this morning. So we're excited to have everybody, no matter which way you're tuning in. The Memphis Real Estate Hour, guys, will concentrate on investing in Memphis real estate, and we will focus a large part of our show, too, on our residential real estate market. So we will cover investing in Memphis, and we'll cover our ever-changing residential market. So I also remind you every single show that I am an investor, guys. If you've got that old home that you need to sell quickly, somebody in your family's inherited it, no matter what the situation may be, it could be expensive or a low-end home. It doesn't matter to me whatsoever. Give me a call or text me, 901-619-6170, and I'll help you get a cash offer on that home today. Again, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned Facebook Live. We're excited about that. If you guys have any questions as the show's going on, feel free to drop a question on the comment section. We'll try to get that answered for you. Last week on the show, we had Dan Butler, and we discussed CrestCore Realty's turnkey alternative program. A lot of our investors out there are trying to figure out the difference between a turnkey home and then some other options. And over at CrestCore, we created the turnkey alternative, so we're excited about that program. If you've got questions about that, give me a call. Also, I can spend some time with you and explain what that program is and why it's such a great benefit for local and especially our national investors. So we were excited to have Dan on last week. Today's show, I'm going to have the investment of the week. I'm going to give you 4 properties this week. I'm going to have a little bit of an extended version of the investment of the week. And then I'm not going to have a retail listing this week. I'm going to give you 4 investments instead of a retail listing. So get your pens ready. I'm getting ready to give you that. Today on the show, I have got co-founders Brian Behringer and Chelsea White with Proxbox. They have been faithful contributors to the show, and we're excited to have them in here today. This technology that I'm going to share with you later on the show is incredible. It's not only good for agents, but now we're learning that it can be extremely beneficial to our investor listeners as well. So we're going to dive into that. And then at 8:35, I'm going to have Ludi Calloway with Independent Bank call in with the Mortgage Minute. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to give you the investments of the week. If you guys will get your pens out, it's free money. I like to call it free money. I mean, all you got to do is spend it, and we'll give you some. That's so, good. Yeah, 2537 Spotswood Avenue, guys. This is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath property. It's occupied at $625 a month, and the seller is asking $35,000. This is a great little pocket over in 38111. I like this zip code a lot, and this property has been a good performer for this seller. So 2000 block of Spotswood Avenue, 38111. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and it's occupied at $625. Seller is asking $35,000. 3000 block of Voltaire. I've got 2 in a row on Voltaire. A lot of people say, Dean, I love the properties that you share with us that are on the same street or in the same cove or whatever it may be. So I've got 2 today, and they're both in the 3000 block of Voltaire Avenue. They're both 3-bedroom, 2 baths. They're both right at 1,500 square feet, and they're both occupied at $800 a month. So we've got two properties here on Voltaire, just about the same property, both occupied at just under $800, $795 a month. One of them is $53,900, the other one is $46,900. So for right at $100,000, you can get $1,600 a month gross rent. So you can do the math on that, and that's a pretty decent return here in Memphis, especially with these two homes. 3-2s are also rare, especially over on Voltaire. So if you've got questions about those two, let me know. And then we've got one more here on Lochinvar. This is one of my favorite zip codes, 38118, 5425 Lochinvar. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with 1,300 square feet. This one's occupied at $750 a month, and the seller's asking $49,900. So that's 4 good properties that I've given you today. If you've got questions about these, any interest in these, they're all occupied. They've got tenants inside of them. We can get you the rents, lease ledgers, rent rolls. We can give you all the information on it. They're professionally managed by CrestCore. So I'll be happy to help you with those. If you've got any questions, shoot me a text or call me, 901-619-6170. Okay, I'm going to take a real quick break and reset the show. I'm excited today to bring back Proxbox. We're going to dive right into this and share this technology with you. You are listening to the Memphis Real Estate Hour on FM 107.9.
After the glow, the scene, the stage, the set, talk becomes slow, but there's one thing I'll never forget. Hey, you gotta pay your dues before you pay the rent.
KWAM, now on FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Proxbox is a communication and collaboration application for real estate agents and is revolutionizing the market. Proxbox's downloadable app allows buyers to view pertinent information about the house that is provided by the agent and the seller. The app provides pictures so the buyer can view when they get home and also make an offer on the house. More information and quicker service means more deals for the agent. Want to see how it works? Visit proxbox.me.
Is it a good time to buy or refi? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? Are interest rates going sky high soon? Hi, I'm Ludi Calloway, the mortgage lady at iBank Mortgage. I tell my customers to ask questions, get answers. So join me every Monday morning at 8 and I will tell you what's going on in today's still changing mortgage world. Remember, most people think about mortgages a few times in their lives. I think about them every single day. Tune in Mondays at 8.
Griffin, Clift, Everton, and Mashmeyer, PLLC, is a full-service law firm with over 50 years of experience in the Memphis area. Real estate closings have continued to be the forefront of their law practice, which include residential, commercial, and development real estate transactions, drafting and negotiation of real estate contracts and leases, business information, preparation of wills, probate, and estate planning. Their firm represents a number of builders, developers, investors, and local lending institutions and is approved to close transactions for most local banks and mortgage companies. In addition, they offer title search, title examination services, and title insurance through several well-established title insurance companies in the Memphis area, as well as Tennessee and Mississippi. They strive to offer services in a prompt and timely fashion while advising and representing clients in a zealous and professional manner. Should their offered services be of need, please contact William N. Griffin Jr. or any of their attorneys at 901-752-1133. They can also be found online at www.gcemlaw.com or on Facebook.
All right, guys, I'm here in the studio with Brad Sterling. Brad's been a part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour, but now we're with a new warranty company, Choice Home Warranty. Brad, tell me about it.
Yeah, Dean, Choice has been an industry leader in direct-to-consumer warranty sales. Now they've opened up a brand-new real estate portal. Pricing begins at $420 and goes up to $550 with a low $65 trade call fee. We also have fabulous multi-year pricing, meaning you can get a 5-year warranty for the cost of 4. Call me at 901-870-2334 for more information.
Thank you, Brad. Choice Home Warranty, we're happy to have them part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour.
Investors or buyers, if you're looking for the best customer service and most competitive rates on a home loan, come to Brighton Bank. They offer a quick approval process, fast closing, and they even finance 85% of purchase price in most cases. At Brighton Bank, they work with every kind of loan, VA, FHA, USDA programs, traditional conventional financing programs, long-term fixed financial, and bridge loans made easy. When it comes to home loans, they mean business. Call them today, 901-758-1740. That's Brighton Bank at 901-758-1740.
Now here's the Mid-South weather from the News Channel 3 Severe Weather Center. Brought to you by Gossett Kia on Covington Pike. Family owned and operated.
Under mostly sunny skies, temperatures are climbing into the lower 90s and heat index values will be approaching 100. Only light winds from the south. Clear, mid-70s tonight. We're back into the lower 90s tomorrow. The heat is on. Is your air conditioning struggling to keep up? Have Air and Heat Service check your home's cooling system. Call 662-838-8088. That's 662-838-8088. From the Severe Weather Center, I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers. On The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Now you can listen and watch too. Go to our website to listen online and see our studio cam, kwamthevoice.com.
All right, welcome back to the Memphis Real Estate Hour. I am your host, Dean Harris, with CrestCore Realty over on Sumner Avenue, guys. You guys come check out our new building over there. It's pretty cool. I like cool new buildings, so we've got one.
Yes, so do I.
Yeah, right. Cool new buildings are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right, I am more than excited to have Brian Behringer and Chelsea White in here from Proxbox. They have been on the show a few times, but it's always important as this company grows to continue to have you guys on to fill us in on this awesome growth. So first, Brian, Chelsea, welcome. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
Let's reset this. We talked a little before you came on about what we're going to discuss today. I mean, I know you guys have a million things, exciting things that are happening and going on. For my listeners, let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about what Proxbox is. Give me a rundown, Chelsea, of what. When someone comes to you and they say Proxbox, what is that? Mm-hmm. What is your go-to? How do you describe it? And because I think it's the coolest thing ever. And I've said this from the day one. So this is not this is not an artificial welcome to the radio show. I'm going to pump you up. I thought that this was the first time you guys explained it was going to change the way property was listed. Mm-hmm. I wanted you on the show immediately. So I'm in love with this process. I'm in love with the technology part. Tell me what Proxbox is for my listeners.
So Proxbox replaces paper flyers on listing signs. So what we did is we developed a piece of technology that is called a beacon. Well, we didn't create it, but solution to it with it. Mm-hmm. And so now instead of people driving by your properties and having to get out and collect those paper flyers, even if there is any in the box, or if it just rained the wet, soggy ones that now the ink is running down. Now, with our new interface, you will be able to sit in your car and receive a digital flyer directly to your phone.
Sit in my car.
Yep, sit in your car.
See, the technology, and I was trying to explain this to somebody last night. My phone's using the Facebook Live. But so I can be in my car. I'm driving down the street, and this has happened. Let me just give you this other example. I've been in my car before, and I've seen a nice, pretty house, and I've said, with a real estate sign out there, oh, man, that looks nice.
Right.
I wonder how much that is,
Correct.
or I wonder how many rooms it is, or bedrooms, or whatever. And if it has a flyer,
correct.
If it has one,
Yep.
Right.
I'll get out and pick it up. And you're right. If it's rained in 2 days, it's a mess.
Right.
Or if, whatever condition it may be, some of the neighborhood kids are drawing pictures on
exactly.
it.
Or you'll do the text message, and then you go to the next house you like, and you have to do that again and again.
2 hours later, I get, it's this, and I forget. But so what you're telling me is on my smartphone, if I drive up to the property right outside the home where the sign is,
right,
I'll get a notification, or I need the app.
So so each house that we have Proxbox on has a yard sign in the yard that tells you to download the app for 24/7 to receive the digital flyer. And so we've had a good turnaround rate of people downloading the app because it's the call of action at the sign. A lot of people don't want to call and interact with the agent because they're scared they're going to get hassled and phone called after.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah,
and we will.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
I mean, it's your job to do so. So of course,
I'll call.
And so we wanted an interface where the buyer wouldn't have to keep repeating an action as a text code or the QR codes or getting out of the car and get another paper flyer. Instead, once they download the app, it follows them through the process. So when they go to the next house 2 doors down, it automatically unlocks for them. So it's more of a buyer interface, I want to say. It benefits the agent, but it's really a luxury for the buyer to have, to be able to shop for the homes. And also, too, I got a lot of buyers who just hated going to Google to find the address to then get the free information online, and they didn't know if it's accurate or not. And that was really frustrating when they contact the agent. They were like, oh, well, the home is sold.
Because this information you're getting, it's coming directly from the seller and directly from the listing agent.
That's right. That's right. So it's easy to update. There's no going back to the printer and printing another 50 pieces of paper that are just going to get lost and destroyed anyway. Yeah. And you can't control who's taking those pieces of paper. Half the times the neighbors take them anyway.
Well,
right?
I know for a fact that's the case.
Right.
The first batch of flyers, the majority of them are being taken by the neighbors.
So there's a lot of value added to the passerby, right? The person that wants to see the house but not interested in making an engagement with the agent just yet. That's usually something that comes down the road. The flip side of that, the other value proposition is to the agent themselves, because the way we've built our solution, it's I don't want to say locked down, but the digital flyer has a simple little form that you fill out to see some of the larger details or some of the more granular details about the house. So it captures the name and your phone number and optionally your email address, and then sends that to the agent. So there is a lead capture as well
for the agents that are listening. So one of the other cool things, so this is just this, what's fun about this is we're just barely scratching the surface with this. So, let's continue on then with the next steps, and then next segment we'll get into to some of the more of the technology. But for those of you just tuning in, I've got Brian Behringer and Chelsea White with Proxbox. We're talking about what this technology is. So I've driven up to the house, and I've got my smartphone out, and I've received the data: 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $200,000, 2,000 square feet. Oh, that looks interesting. I'd like to take a look. You can schedule an appointment through there. Am I right in saying that?
You contact the agent. We're working on a few more features that are coming out, and we'll talk. I think we're going to talk about that too. What our version 2 has, and there's some of those features in there as well. Right now, we're concentrating on making sure our product is really rock solid around the first set of value propositions, the first set of features that are really great features for buyers and sellers. And the seller of the home, not just the listing agent, too.
So, in other words, don't jump ahead, Dean.
No. We love talking about things we're working on right now in development, and that's a big one for us, is to try to connect the dots between all the endpoints that are part of this housing transaction.
All right, so now I've contacted the agent. I've scheduled an appointment. I'm going to go in this listing. It's a beautiful home. I'm going to go in it and check out what's going on in the house. I've seen that it's got 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and all the features that I'm liking. Now I'm walking into this kitchen, and this seller, they completely remodeled their kitchen last year, and they spent a ton of money in there. And they decided, the listing agent, to put a beacon into the kitchen. So when I'm on my phone and I'm walking through the house, I'll walk into the kitchen, and what happens then?
So I have a current listing right now that has beacons inside of it. It's on Belmead, listed by Matt Wallace Keller Williams. It's a beautiful home. And it was funny because we went through, and the seller was there, so I got to talk to him when I do the interview process about what goes into the beacons, and he got to tell me about how he put $40K into the kitchen and how this kitchen was so small, and now he's added a mudroom to it and this French barn door that he's at. I mean, it's beautiful to hear, and then he's knocked off an additional $40K because the master bathroom needs some remodeling, and he knows that as a seller that it's not going to really be the big sell, but he's going to push it off the price. So when we created this, it was something that, how can we represent the seller and the listing agent while other agents show the property?
Yeah, there's a story about the house that the seller wants to tell.
That's
exactly. So it's their home.
Usually when the buyers and the buyer's agent go into the house, they're looking at an empty shell with no story behind it whatsoever.
It's just a wall.
It's just a wall. And then, so what happens is it completely devalues the house. Now there's a gap between what the seller believes. We all love our houses more than anyone else, right? What we believe our house is worth.
Yes.
And what a buyer believes the house is worth. Well, if that story is there and the effort that has been put forth, or even more of the mundane things about it's a new hot water heater that we just replaced. We just did the new roof. It's not a fancy new,
all of
kitchen.
this is important. The glitz and glamour is important, but the new water heater,
other fantastic things that a lot of homeowners do that aren't seen, but are very big value propositions for the seller and the buyer. Well, with these beacons, being able to kind of tell a story, so where you go by a beacon and it gives you information about the great kitchen that was just built, or the hot water heater, or the school's district, or whatever you want.
Yeah.
It provides all that other detail plus the story, all facilitated by these beacons. The buyer and the buyer's agent walking through, it really sells the house for itself.
I think if listing agents were honest, they would tell you that the seller would do the best job selling the home.
Right. Oh, yeah. And the worst, but yeah.
And
probably.
the worst. Well, yeah, because they won't give too much information. But if they can control that info, which is here, and provide the buyer and the buyer's agent with as much detail, I mean, you can't lie to yourself and tell me that if you go into a vacant home without Proxbox, and you go next door to another vacant home, similar features and everything, with Proxbox, that you're not going to walk out with two very, very different opinions of the same home.
Yeah. We love to say experiences. I mean, it's just like I love it because I do open houses right now. And I'll set up events where it is the same thing that you're saying is non-Proxbox and then a Proxbox operated open house. I mean, and it's crazy of the buyer experience of how excited they are to do an open house again. Like I love it. Like I'm like, yes. And they're like, wait, you're telling me I can download this. Nobody has to walk with me and I can find everything I need about this home. And I'm like, yes, just download the app. And the best part about it is it saves to your phone inside the app. So when you leave and your husband wasn't with you, you can share it.
See, I learned that's why I like having you guys coming on.
It's very social oriented. You can favorite it, you can share it, you can do stuff like that.
See, I love this. I'm telling you, this is not art. If you're listening to the show, you don't ever hear me get really excited about anything. Right. This is fantastic. All right, so let's back it up. I've driven to the front of the home. I've gotten the basic information. I scheduled an appointment. I'm now in the home. I came into the kitchen where they put a beacon, and now up on my phone, I'm getting a description of that kitchen.
Correct.
Right.
And you can put these throughout the home. I guess the listing agent can control how many they put in the house.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we give recommendations on how many should be in the home because you can saturate and have too many beacons just firing
bouncing
off
of each other, I'm sure.
So we work with the team to kind of, and we have some guidelines for the size of houses for the number of the beacons.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you help the agents? Hey, if you got a 1,500 square foot home, you might need this many, or a 4,000 square foot.
We were working with a $1.8 million house out in Piperton, which had a 2-mile driveway. Yeah. Can you think of a better reason to have a sign out in the front, way out in the front?
It's crazy.
A 2-mile driveway.
Right. So a 2-mile driveway. Well, it's a $2 million house. I mean, the bathroom has its own veranda, right? And so what better way? Yeah. And she had all these stories as we were walking through with the seller of the house. She had these stories of her grandchildren and everything else. And some of that stuff is great information to put forth on the house. We, think of Pickwick too, with signs on the front of the lake houses, how great this would be to have a digital flyer being able to deliver to your smartphone, which is on everybody's person, even if they're in a boat driving around.
And the app is free to download.
The app is free. And so the options are just kind of endless on what you can do with this kind of thing.
I didn't think you'd be able to surprise me again today, but you have.
Let's all go to Pickwick. That's a good surprise.
Is that what was that the show over now?
Just bring the camera. We'll do the live show there. That'd be great.
Yeah, we're Facebook Live on a pontoon boat. Yeah, I get excited when I'm kind of in that age where I've been a licensed agent since 2001 in Tennessee, Mississippi, and I'm at that age where I'm 39, so I'm not the most tech savvy person in the world. My wife will tell you that I can't even turn on a phone, but I'm not the most tech savvy person, but I am enough. I'm aware enough to know where it's going. I don't want to be caught where I know some agents now that are a little older than me is like, they're struggling with electronic signatures still. So I don't want to be in that boat. And and not only from an agent standpoint, from a consumer standpoint, I mean, you need to understand if you're a buyer out there, no matter what your age is, you're trying to get the best product, what you want. And if you're cheating yourself on the availability of knowledge and the availability of information on a different product, you're doing a disservice to yourself. And you're not, I mean, you could end up with something you don't want, or that you, like if you go in and look at a home, the average person comes into the home twice before they move in. 2 times. I mean, doesn't that sound
for a major investment?
For 87 or 88% of the people, their largest one they'll ever make.
Right.
Ever. and you've only gone into it twice, and you slide right in there, and it's like you get in and, oh, crap, this is something I believe that could give you way more description. So it helps the buyer and the seller, in my opinion. It helps the seller tell that true story, and it helps the buyer fully understand what they're getting before. Because if you go in, the listing agent's never there. And in our market, let's be honest, buying agents aren't previewing properties under $1 million. If they're over,
not
maybe
as much as they were,
not as much as they are. They're not previewing properties. So when you go show a buyer, that agent is normally going into the home for the very first time with you. They're no different than you are. So if this technology is in place in the property, you as a buyer, you still need that buyer's agent to help you with some different, other things. But you're not relying. You only need their key card. You just need to get in, and I think y'all are working on eliminating that as well. From what I understand,
you should just be our product manager, right? We have lots of plans for that too. I think one thing though is that we're definitely trying to enhance the entire experience. We use that word again for all four parties, right? The seller, and we do for sell by owner and stuff like that. So there's a reduction of some of the parties, but for the traditional thing of a seller, a listing agent, a buyer's agent, and a buyer. And we are going to add more features that allow for communication between the buyer's agent and the seller's agent. So that's another big thing is, they don't call each other. And if they do, you spend 4 or 5 minutes on the phone talking about very specific things about terms and everything else. It's not, hey, you got an hour so I can talk to you about this house and tell you everything that's great about it.
No.
Mr. Buyer agent or Miss Buyer's agent. No, it's like, give me the facts, give me the details. Thanks. I got on the phone call to make click.
Yes.
So this provides a lot of that bridging of those gaps between the parties.
Missing information.
In
between.
Right.
We are live in studio this morning with Chelsea White and Brian Behringer. These guys are the co-founders of Proxbox. We're talking about all the latest and greatest technology tools and things that we can use to list. Talk to me a little bit about you've launched officially. You're now officially out there. Tell me a little bit about what that means. I mean, you guys came on. I started the show in June of last year. You guys came on shortly after that, if not immediately, if I remember correctly. And I know lots has changed since then. Tell me what is the difference when you say we launched 2 months ago? I thought you launched a year ago. Tell me what that means for Proxbox and how is that exciting and what all does that mean?
Well, I can start with okay. So, we're live now. We have customers, which is great.
For a business, that's a good thing.
Business is great. We have yards and signs. We have bundles sold. We have beacons sold. So that's amazing. We have buyers downloading our app, using it. We are helping I can't ever say this word.
Facilitate.
Thank you.
That's what partners are for.
Thank you. The experience, and helping, there's nothing more incredible for me as a business owner. And when I get a text from my customer saying, hey, I just landed 3 leads and the sign's only been in the yard for 2 hours. So that to me really, it brings joy to me. And I love being able to just, align those two people together. And it's just being able to capture real time. And so, so live now means we are in business and you can buy from us and you can be a customer.
So if you're an agent listening right now, you're enjoying this conversation and you think this has to be, for one, if you're not, you're lying yourself. Because if you're an agent, you're driving your car, you've never heard this. If you're not excited about this, you got to get out of the business. In my opinion, I'm not, and I'm not.
If you're not looking for something to leverage your business and push the envelope, then you're really just
doing nothing. You're floating.
Status quo, floating along.
And the one thing I love about it too is that a lot of agents are like, oh, this is just another tool. This is just something else that I have to pay for. And for my real estate background that I've had for 7 years, that hurts me because we've put a lot of time and effort with agents like yourself, Dean, to create this product for you guys. It's not like we're just
a very
two people.
economical solution.
Yeah, we're not.
We're going to get into that too because it's not expensive. The first thing you think is, man, this is this might be $500 a listing. Yeah. We're going to get into that because it's extremely economical. Yeah. But if you're listening and you're driving and you're an agent or you're and you think what you just said, this is another tool, you're behind. This is I'm excited about this next segment. I want to hear some of the technology and kind of some of the advances where we're going. All right, we're going to take a real quick break. I've got Ludi Calloway coming in after the break with the Mortgage Minute. She's going to tell us what's going on out there with mortgages and rates and programs and different things like that. So we'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. You're listening to the Memphis Real Estate Hour on FM 107.9, The Voice.
voice for the Mid-South, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
All right, guys, I'm here in the studio with Brad Sterling. Brad's been a part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour, but now we're with a new warranty company, Choice Home Warranty. Brad, tell me about it.
Yeah, Dean, Choice has been an industry leader in direct-to-consumer warranty sales. Now they've opened up a brand new real estate portal. Pricing begins at $420 and goes up to $550 with a low $65 trade call fee. We also have fabulous multi-year pricing, meaning you can get a 5-year warranty for the cost of 4. Call me at 901-870-2334 for more information.
Thank you, Brad. Choice Home Warranty, we're happy to have them part of the Memphis Real Estate Hour. Proxbox provides a unique solution for a set of problems for real estate agents. The Proxbox solution provides a downloadable app for the agent and any prospective buyers. When the buyer visits the house, all the valuable information that the agent entered is available to the buyer. Getting the information to the buyers quicker means faster turnaround time for sales. Proxbox is the app that keeps selling and sets you apart from other agents. See how Proxbox can help you by visiting proxbox.me.
Griffin, Clift, Everton, and Mashmeyer, PLLC, is a full-service law firm with over 50 years of experience in the Memphis area. Real estate closings have continued to be the forefront of their law practice, which include residential, commercial, and development real estate transactions, drafting and negotiation of real estate contracts and leases, business information, preparation of wills, probate, and estate planning. Their firm represents a number of builders, developers, investors, and local lending institutions, and is approved to close transactions for most local banks and mortgage companies. In addition, they offer title search, title examination services, and title insurance through several well-established title insurance companies in the Memphis area, as well as Tennessee and Mississippi. They strive to offer services in a prompt and timely fashion while advising and representing clients in a zealous and professional manner. Should their offered services be of need, please contact William N. Griffin Jr. or any of their attorneys at 901-752-1133. They can also be found online at www.gcemlaw.com or on Facebook.
Is it a good time to buy or refi? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? Are interest rates going sky high soon? Hi, I'm Ludi Calloway, the mortgage lady at iBank Mortgage. I tell my customers to ask questions, get answers. So join me every Monday morning at 8 and I will tell you what's going on in today's still changing mortgage world. Remember, most people think about mortgages a few times in their lives. I think about them every single day. Tune in Mondays at 8.
Investors or buyers, if you're looking for the best customer service and most competitive rates on a home loan, come to Brighton Bank. They offer a quick approval process, fast closing, and they even finance 85% of purchase price in most cases. At Brighton Bank, they work with every kind of loan, VA, FHA, USDA programs, traditional conventional financing programs, long-term fixed financial, and bridge loans made easy. When it comes to home loans, they mean business. Call them today, 901-758-1740. That's Brighton Bank at 901-758-1740.
Now here's the Mid-South weather from the News Channel 3 Severe Weather Center. Brought to you by Gossett Kia on Covington Pike. Family owned and operated.
Under mostly sunny skies, temperatures are climbing into the lower 90s and heat index values will be approaching 100. Only light winds from the south. Clear, mid-70s tonight. We're back into the lower 90s tomorrow. The heat is on. Is your air conditioning struggling to keep up? Have Air and Heat Service check your home's cooling system. Call 662-838-8088. That's 662-838-8088. From the Severe Weather Center, I'm News Channel 3's Todd Demers. On The Voice, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM. Streaming live at kwamthevoice.com.
All right, welcome back to the Memphis Real Estate Hour. I am your host, Dean Harris. I am with CrestCore Realty. And without further ado, Miss Ludi Calloway is with us this morning. She's going to bring us our Mortgage Minute. Ludi, good morning.
Good morning. How is everyone doing out there?
We are doing just fine. Tell me, are you doing all right, Ludi? Are you hanging in there today?
I'm great. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit.
your show is really, you're talking to realtors this morning, and I just thought I'd go ahead and let buyers and realtors know that if you are, we got to move quickly. So you need to be working with a lender that will zip zap and get on top and get your pre-approval letter to you ASAP. Because you know, Dean, your letter has to match your offer.
It does.
And you do not turn a contract in without a pre-approval letter. Is that right?
That is right. We're getting the market's so tight now, they're wanting it quickly, in minutes.
I mean, they want it with the contract.
Yep.
Because are you experiencing multiple offers?
Yeah. I love how you throw me softball questions. Yeah, I've got two. As you know, we talk with our clients. I've got two working right now that we've been in highest and best situation 3 times in a row, and we have not.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, it's
Isn't
insane.
it crazy? But what would have happened, Dean, if I had not returned your call within 5 minutes?
The offer wouldn't have even been accepted because we don't have a pre-approval. The seller wasn't going to let us
They would not have even looked at it. So you need to make sure that you're working with the realtor and you're working with the lender that is on top and will respond quickly. Matter of fact, while I was on hold for the show, I had 3 requests for pre-qualification letters to run numbers. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. So if you're working with a lender or a realtor that likes to take vacation once a month, better move on, right?
Right. Ludi, don't ever go on a vacation again, okay?
I know. I don't. My laptop is like stuck to the side.
That's
of
right. That's
yeah,
right.
that's not my rear, you see. That's my laptop.
What else you got for us this morning?
Well, interest rates are up. They were up on Monday, but I believe that they will pop down a little bit, and I know it's hard for everyone to swallow, but everything that's going on across the world affects mortgage interest rates. So once we start getting things calmed down in Korea and we can get Britain on board and France on board and everybody, you know, a little more in line than what we have right now, I think you will see interest rates settle down a bit. But right now they are up and down and up and down and up and down. So just be patient and hang in there and listen to the professionals. And that would be you, Dean, and that would be me, the mortgage lady.
That's right.
So thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Ludi, thanks so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. That is Ludi Calloway with Independent Bank. She is on every Monday from 8 to 9 with the mortgage lady here on 107.9 FM. Ludi, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Y'all have a great week.
All right. It's always good to hear, in my opinion, you know, kind of what's going on with our mortgage industry, our rates and programs. So I really appreciate her coming on. All right, guys, I'm in the studio with Chelsea White, Brian Behringer. They are the co-founders of Proxbox. We have been talking about what Proxbox is. We kind of reset the entire product. It's something that I'm wild about. I think if you're not and you're an agent, then you need to learn a little bit more about it because it's something that can really help you. And if you're a seller, this isn't pointed just to. I want to make sure I hit this before we start back up. It's not just an agent thing. I mean, this is a seller. I mean, anybody that is looking to have a different voice or an automated voice for their home, whether it's a listing agent or an actual seller. This to me is something that's a game changer, and again, I'm going to say it again. I'm thrilled to have you guys part of the show. So, in the last year, Brian, let's start with you. Y'all came on initially about a year ago? What have you guys been doing? What has changed in the last year from then to now, from a technology standpoint or from a what's happening standpoint?
Yeah, well, and we'll talk about Starco towards the tail end. We have a little bit of announcement that we want to make there, but we were in a startup accelerator this time last summer. And it was really one of those challenging, really good growth kind of things that it really make you focus on how you're going to build a company around your idea. It's really about the execution and less about the idea. So we spent that period of time from last summer until May really honing in on exactly what our value proposition needed to be, those features that was going to compel someone to buy our product. We really had to focus on it. We had a really large listing, and you mentioned one earlier about scheduling showings and everything else. Well, as you get closer to going to production and live, you really got to focus on what is that minimum product that people are going to buy, right? If you put too much in front of them, they're going to get it confused, and it's going to be overbearing and overwhelming and everything else. We had to keep it real simple. So that's what we spent that line's share of the times developing our solution to be very, very robust, but also simple and easy to use. Mm-hmm. And then that's what we pushed out into production a couple months ago. So that's what we spent most of last year in, is development and doing customer discovery, figuring out how to make the product better. And now the rubber has kind of met the road. So we've spent the last 2 months doing what we call product discovery and customer discovery to figure out exactly how well we did, right? We heard all these interviews and got all these features from the hundreds and hundreds of real estate agents we talked to, and now we need to put it back in front of them and new people to gain feedback on how well we did. And the product has gotten some great reviews and received a lot of great customer testimonials. It works. We put the sign out there in the front yard. We get leads generated the first day. We had one generated in the first 45 minutes. We put the sign on over there on Union
That's
Avenue
what I'm
Parkway.
saying about this is it's so it doesn't shock me in the slightest bit.
Yeah,
because
but for startup people and for anybody launching a business, you put this thing out there like a leap of faith that it's going to hope it works. Well, when we get out there, we knew it was going. We had this feeling we did a good job, but it really started to show us that we listened well and we built something well. I'm gonna pat us on our back a little bit.
Yeah,
and we're always continuously improving, and that's why I think we're good at what we do, is because we're always making sure that we're keeping up with the trends and everything else.
Yeah.
So it's just like really cool, simple technology that works really, really well.
Proxbox.me. That's
Yes.
the website.
Proxbox.me.
Proxbox.me. If you've got questions, if you're a seller, if you're an agent, it doesn't matter. This can be a useful tool for you. Proxbox.me. Tell me about the sales end of it. How much is it? Because that's going to be that's a popular question, I'm sure. But how much is it? What type of programs do you have to commit to buy it, whether you're an agent or a seller?
Okay, so for our agents, we really just sell directly to agents right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we sell single beacons, so 1 yard sign and 1 beacon for your sign for $30 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can do a bundle pack that's 5 beacons with 5 yard signs for $100 a month.
So for $100, let's say I've got 3 listings. For $100, I can put a sign out front of each one, and then I have 2 other beacons that I can use.
Correct.
And let's say that in one of these listings, there's something unique in each one. I can have one inside telling the story.
Yeah, so you can do 5. It depends on what the agent wants to do. If they have right now, if the house isn't over 350, they usually don't put beacons inside.
Yeah.
So if they know the house is going to move quickly, but it's in a high traffic area, they want to capture and minimize as many leads as they could possibly get. Then they just put it on the yard sign because that's what they like. But normally I suggest putting, like my Belmead house, I have 1 on the sign and 4 inside the house. So, and that's a bundle. So you're covering about $100 per listing that you have if you're looking to put them inside the house.
Yeah, but I pay over $100 to get pictures taken.
Right. That's when you break it down to the per house per month cost.
Yeah.
Even if you buy one beacon for one house, it's $30. I challenge most to tell me something that they spend less money on that's going to give them as much value.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you unfortunately have to spend money on things that give you very little value.
Very little.
Yeah.
I know
you
that
have
my
to.
pictures are. I mean,
Right.
people look at pictures all the time. I spend over $100,
Right.
and it's a one-time use.
Yeah.
They go away.
And they're important, but it's a lot of money.
And my favorite thing about the comment you just made, Dean, is that we've been working in the works, and we finally solidified a partnership with Matterport 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have a vendor who will do it for 20% off for all of our agents on your listing. And they do still photos, and you get the 3D map tour that will also fall into
And then you
the
add
digital
that
flyer.
link to your digital flyer, and so people, when they download that
They
digital
get all
flyer
of
at the street, they're going to see that Matterport 3D
Correct.
immersive video as well.
I'm not an agent. You guys know this. I don't.
You claim not to be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. Yeah.
I'm not an agent that lists a lot of retail. I do some. I've got over 50 investment listings, but I don't list a ton of residential retail work or houses. But if I am that person, and even for the ones, the few that I do, if I am that person with 20, 25 residential listings, and that's my main market, if I'm not at least entertaining conversations with you guys about spending $500, $600, $700 a month to get
across all your homes,
across all 35 or 40 beacons, that sounds like that's what I get.
Right.
That would cover every listing that I had. It would cover and the lead capture alone to me would be worth it. Never mind helping you sell that home. I mean, I know agents spending thousands of dollars a month
on lead stuff
on Zillow, on these other websites.
Oh, it's so that was part of my customer research, and I mean, I worked for agents who spent minimum $2,500 a month on lead generating systems, and they wouldn't get anything but an email address, no live action that they actually visited what home, And it was frustrating for me because I was like, how am I supposed to track this and actually follow up with these people if I don't even know what house they visited?
Yeah,
So
no idea.
with this, you're getting real-time data delivered to you on demand. And you're able to provide to your potential buyers real-time data on demand. And they don't even have to do anything.
And for the consumer, Zillow and Trulia and all these other websites take a little while to update. They're never live. And although the MLS is live, you've got to get in touch with me.
Yep.
I've got to look it up on my phone, and I've got to email it to you.
Right.
So that's better,
Yeah.
right, than what it used to be. Oh, wait till I get back to my computer, and I'll start. So it is better, but it's not this.
Exactly. And the other thing I love too is about our product is the agents go, well, I just don't want another thing I have to do. Like that's just another task. Well, one thing that we wanted to make sure, me and Brian, that it wasn't a extra work or double entry. We connect with the MLS system. We pull all the data over. We create that beautiful digital flyer for you that your buyers see. We do everything for you. It is a turnkey solution for a reason.
Y'all are synced in with Mar?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I bet that was
Right now we're synced in with Mar, Little Rock, Southern Mississippi, or Northern Mississippi, and Tulsa.
And Tulsa,
soon to be in
Oklahoma.
about a week. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. There's nothing. This is all synced into all the live and real information.
Right.
You're not. There's no chance that this gets mixed up or this is the wrong information.
No,
or
when you
whatever.
log in, literally the first second minute that you log in to the dashboard, the agent dashboard, you see all your MLS listings automatically there, and the data is there. So it's not even a push an import button and wait 5 minutes. It's literally after you build your account, it's all there.
So if I have a listing out there, and I know this is getting way deep into this, but I love it. So if I'm a listing agent out there and I've got a Proxbox sign and beacon in the front of my yard, and
remember, you can move that to another house after that house
Yeah,
sells,
as soon as
right?
it's gone,
Not,
that's not
unlike
like-
the pictures.
it's reusable.
Right?
The pictures
Go
are
ahead.
dead.
Sorry,
That's
didn't mean to interrupt.
No, thank you for reminding me of that.
For that
sunk
shameless
cost.
plug about another feature.
That sunk
Sorry to
cost
interrupt.
that you did.
Yeah. Shameless plug and reminded me of a sunk cost. Thank you. No, but it's the truth. It's that is, you are right. But so having that information when buyers come by there, so I can go on the Proxbox website. I got 123 Main Street that I put a beacon out in front of. 100 people have driven by it and downloaded it. I'll have all 100 people's information that's come by.
Well, you have that information. That's a good segue into kind of our next topic, which is our features. Right now, you get all those in emails. You'll have an email of each one of the people that did the lead generation. What we want to get to in the next, and we're spending the next 6 weeks on a development effort for what we call our version 2. It's just our internal way we call it, but we've discovered a few things. First off, we've always talked about giving analytics and some data back to the agents, exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Here's all the people that have submitted requests for more information. Here's the number of people that have passed by where the beacon has interacted with their smartphone. Just a number, right? Just so you even know what's going by your home. We also have some features that are related to opening up the product to other segments. We have kind of got the single-family residential situation working just well, and a lot of traction, a lot of sales going in that thing. But we want to go more into your space too with rental properties, which are not an MLS. We want to go into some of the commercial and land and different things.
Arenas.
Well, yeah, then you're talking about the larger strategy of Proxbox, which we are working on still too. We really wanted to listen to the audience that we have and actually tap into the audience, the larger audience too, the other people moving property and listings and everything else, not just the single family residential and even the for sale by owner and multifamily dwellings and different things like that. So we have some exciting news of what we're working on right now and not just increasing our features of how many features we have as far as to be able to add the 3D videos and add more pictures and do different things, but also to be able to create a property on the fly, no MLS listing. So if you had like CrestCore or somebody else who had a few hundred vacant homes at any given time in a year. I think you told me average about 10% in the city, right?
We've got about 180 vacant that we're trying to, but we manage almost 3,000.
Yep.
So
Right. So if you manage 3,000, you have 300 or so vacant at any given time. You want to put a sign in front of those things. Well, those aren't an MLS or anything like that. But you would be able to go create a simple digital flyer page. And have it work just the same way that the MLS integrated piece works. So we're working on that right now to open up our market to a much larger group, and we can go national immediately.
So if you're listening now and you're an investor, most of my investors tune into the show, but if you're listening now, can you imagine not only having your property management company market your home, but having a Proxbox sign with a beacon out in front that could instantly pop up and say, This is a 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on Voltaire that I gave you this morning in your list, in your best of the week. And $800 in rent. Call this number right here to schedule an appointment.
Or even better, what we're going to have is a link, ability to put a URL, a web address, into the digital flyer that is for your Appfolio application or whatever tool you use, homegrown or otherwise. So apply now, right, is the action that will be on the digital flyer. So now you're not having to, I mean, because most rental property agencies don't have 10, 20 agents that go meet people out at these houses either.
No.
Now you have someone who is going to be able to go see the house themselves, get all the details, and then all of a sudden click on an action button that's in the app to fill out the application, all without any intervention with you.
With anybody.
So you've gotten the application.
Yep.
Gil, why didn't we think of this, man? Man, I'm telling you, I work hard, but man, I got to start thinking of some better stuff to do. I'm telling you. All right, look, tell me real quick. We got a couple of minutes, but tell me about your startup of the year, the StartCo. I know that's the lipstick and the glitz and the glamour, but it's important. So tell us a little bit about that.
You want to do it? Okay. So we went out last year to TechCo, Startup of the Year, and we actually got honorable mention out of, 50 startups out of the country?
Well, it started off with over 2,000 startups applying for this contest, right? And you did voting, and the judges looked at your product, and it was really in depth. It wasn't just first come, first serve. And then it gets broken down to 100, then it breaks down to 50, and we actually made it in the top 10 last year, just almost in the top 5 for this TechCo Startup of the Year. And it's a really big competition for all of us startups. So we're in that again this year. We've been nominated again, and we're in the running. Voting ends tonight. We have links on our Facebook pages and everything else. If you want to find out more, you can also DM us or just talk to us and find out more information. But we really could use your votes. We're trying to represent Memphis. We're trying to represent real estate technology. It's a really big deal. You fly out to San Francisco and compete and you get investment opportunities and all sorts of things. So we did it last year. We're in the running again this year, so we can hopefully get a lot of voting.
Do I see Shark Tank in your future?
We.
How many times do you get that, Brian?
All the time.
All the time.
Because real quickly, I hear that's a really big win or a really big lose.
Yeah, it can cut both ways.
Yeah,
that's what I knew a guy that went on there and he
we like to profit. We want Marcus Lemonis.
Yes,
that's what we want. That's a TV show we want right there.
Well, I wanted to say
shameless plug for Marcus Lemonis.
Yeah,
sure.
For real. Well, if anybody's ever interested or want information, they can call me at 901-498-0560 or go to proxbox.me, or just follow. We're on social, every social platform. So just find us and IM us, and no question is a small question. So if you have a question or concern, IM us and let us know.
Well, I welcome you guys back to the show. I've enjoyed having you guys on. I am a firm believer in this. So if you're listening to me now, this is not an artificial plug. Yes, you guys sponsored the show, but this is not something that I'm just having you on. And this is something I truthfully believe will change the way we look at properties, the way we gather information, and to use your word, our experience in a home, from just seeing walls and windows and somebody's furniture to a story that's being told to us about it. From my investor standpoint, you can double down essentially for not very much money as far as getting your sign out in front of the house. So, and letting tenants know, book an appointment and what the information is without a call. So the technology part of this, guys, I think is amazing. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show, so thank you very much, okay?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
guys, if you listen to the beginning of the show, you got the investments of the week. Give me a call on those. I'll be happy to share them with you again. You can email me at dean@crestcore.com or give me a call on my cell phone, 901-619-6170. Guys, thank you so much again for tuning into the Memphis Real Estate Hour. We'll be back next week on Tuesday from 8 to 9, so thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you then.
Serving Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas. The latest news stories are here. This is KWAM Memphis.